This morning on the John Mayaki show, we'll be having a special guest, of course, is Senator Dr. Domingo Obende. He represented the Edo North Senatorial District at the National Assembly. This morning, we are so grateful to have you, Senator.
Thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you, sir. It's been a while. You've been so quiet politically. What is happening?
Well, not that I'm quiet. I'm still playing my politics as usual, but you know that I'm a businessman in politics. So it's like the business takes most of my time. But anytime I have a party assignment, I allow my business to stay and I go for the assignment. So I'm very much on ground and politics is still in my blood.
You've gone for some assignments, national assignments recently, some primaries here and there.
Yeah.
How did it go?
Well, they all went well. The ones that we handled were good. So and I don't think it's a primary assignment by the party, which I don't want to discuss because it leads to processes of people getting actualized in their political life. So I think we should just leave it very simple in that manner.
Political leadership in Edo State, in terms of the leaders and the management of the party in the state, what are we doing in your own capacity to make sure the APC comes back to power in the state?
I think that the problem we're having has to do with having to have leadership of cohesion. And that is what I think we are lacking in Edo State. The chairman, which is Colonel Limuse, and the secretary, they need to do more by galvanizing support for every member of the party and also bringing people on board in one peaceful accord. Because you see a house divided upon itself, there's no way the house stands. So, and if we do not understand that politics is a free entry and free exit, then there's a bigger problem, you know, where you think that this political party is your property, so you have to use iron fist or iron hand in handling your members. Then there is a challenge there. So for me, I think the leadership of the APC in Edo State needs to do more.
Do you see APC benefiting from the crisis in the PDP? The crisis of their primary, they don't have candidates for now, there's confusion everywhere. Can the APC benefit from that?
That can only happen if the party is united. As we speak, you have a lot of discordant voices everywhere because of the primaries that have just happened. The delegate issue was not well handled. Even the party executive not well handled. And none of these issues had been resolved up until now. And if you don't put your house together, it's just like, I can liken it to Nigeria right now. The oil and gas industry, all over the world, they are making money right now. But we cannot make money because of insecurity. So it's the same thing. It is the security of members in a party that makes them to commit their all. In Edo State, no APC member is committing their all, except those that are presently benefiting. And even their all they are committing is just to a sectional few. And that is what the party must sit down to do, negotiate with everybody, and make sure that everybody is on board in one piece. Then every crisis in other parties will be the beneficiaries. But if we don't, it's like just throw your seeds away. They germinate and they will have no meaning.
You didn't bother to contest again after your first tenure. You did just 4 terms. One term, that is 4 years. Why didn't you worry to go back?
Well, I've always had my priorities. I told you I'm a businessman in politics. I had my priorities. I was to do 2 terms and it was truncated. I don't blame anybody. And I felt that at 67, I should be doing some other things. So I need to consolidate my business, still remain in my politics. So going into contesting election again is not really my thing for the now. I want to see how I can consolidate my business.
Who are you supporting now for the Edo North Senatorial District?
Whom am I supporting? We have only one candidate, which is Adam Soshomole. our former governor, that's the person. I am working for the party, you know, because you understand that if you walk outside your party when they are rejoicing, you'll not be there to rejoice with them. And we just must pick up those pieces. You know, a lot of grievances everywhere, but obviously, I think me and my people, we have settled that we are working for the party, and anybody that wins in the party will be the beneficiary. And for now, Comrade Adams Ali Oshomale is the only person that I know that is contesting for the Senate in Edo North.
Do you see him defeating the opposition PDP? Because the deputy governor is from there, Pascal Gomez contesting in PDP, and some other people.
Well, it's going to be a laughable issue where you say somebody who has been a governor for 8 years, has been the national chairman of the party for at least 2 years, will not have capacity to defeat anybody in a senatorial contest. Just 1/3 of the state he governed. And he didn't just govern the state, he created value in Edo North, especially in Esako axis. So basically his people will vote for him. And what he gets in Akoko Edo and Nonwa will make him a victorious candidate. For me, I think he's going to have it.
Wonderful. But there's this crisis in your party at the national level. There's this crisis of Muslim tickets. You are a Christian, you're born again. How are you going to handle that? Can you campaign with the Muslim ticket?
You see, you cannot sacrifice political victory on the altar of religion. Politics is not religion. For as much as we want inclusion, as much as I want my faith to be represented, there might be some political strategy that might not allow specific faiths to be represented. Look at what has happened. There is this Yoruba adage, I don't know how I can translate that in English, that you gas in my mouth and you put salt inside. So you understand, the gassing is very offensive. Then the salt is kind of sweet if it's moderate. So you don't know whether to spit it out or to swallow it. So you see, this is the biggest problem I think the both political parties are having. People in the South are saying that, one, the power should shift to the South. PDP took it to the North. That alone is very offensive. Now, we in the South, it is just that common saying that, look, anytime power is coming to the South, you should go to a Christian. We have given it to a Muslim. And we want to win an election. What do? How do we talk to the people? Basically, the flag bearer of APC has long-time friends. And of course, it's his prerogative. He has to work with the person he believes will give him victory in one zone or the other. And he believes Shetima can do that. So he has picked Shetima. Do we then say because of religion we are not going to work for a party? I think the answer is no. But this is a pointer that the Christian body must do much more to be able to encourage their members in having to play politics. Politics is not meant for ritualists. Politics is not meant for armed robbers. Politics is not meant for 419ers. Politics is meant for different, decent people who will bring value and create enabling environment that will lead to development in our country. So that is what the Christian body must do. Because if we, assuming we have big Christian brethren in the North playing politics, this will not arise.
But we have them. We have Boss Mustafa,
Good.
we have Babache Lawa.
You have Boss Mustafa, you have Babache Lawa. Yes. There are certain things you consider when you are picking a candidate. Now, in 2015, I lost my second bid ticket. The reason is very simple. We have Akoko Edo, just one local government. We have Onwa, 2 local government. We have the Esakos 3 local government. Now, PDP went to Esako to pick a candidate. Definitely, an Akoko Edo candidate might not stand. There might not be victory in that election. So we had to now go to Esako, the same Esako, to pick somebody so that We'll pieces the vote in Esako, pick the one in Akoko-Edo, pick the ones in Nonwa, and the guy that won picked the ticket because we were able to use that strategy. Painful that I didn't go, but it had to happen so that we can have victory. It's the same thing that is going to happen in this election. Muslim ticket. This government that we're in now is a Muslim that is the president. What has the Muslim benefited? Can they come out and tell us clearly that this is what we have benefited from the government of Buhari? What have we Christians benefited?
Osinbajo is the vice president.
I'm a deacon in the church. So Osinbajo is a senior pastor in Redeem. What has he brought for the Christian fold? So these are the things. We don't use religion when it comes to politics. It's strategy, and strategy. Nobody we want to lose winnability and embraces any other form of situations or strategy because political parties are not showcase materials. They are established to win elections. It's just like somebody playing a football. You are in the soccer field, you are playing, and you cannot score a goal. You cannot win any football match. Of what use are we to keep that team? So, well, we'll have to appeal to our Christian brethren, and we also have to appeal to the president by the grace of God, because we believe Asiwaju will win. By the time he wins, that he has to balance. We still have the Senate president there. Yeah. That obviously is going to be a Christian. So if we also can pick the Speaker of the House of Rep to be a Christian, then the whole situation will be balanced. I just think that balancing the situation will balance our faith.
I also consider, I see Atiku from the Northeast,
yes,
and Shetima is from the Northeast. Yes. What impact do you think that will do?
Good. About 39% of the votes come from Northwest. Okay. And we have the current president from the Northwest. And we have about 6 or 7 governors from the Northwest. So we believe that angle will be secured. The bigger other vote comes from the Northeast. That's where the former vice president is from. Atiku is from the Northeast. Shetima is coming from the Northeast. And bigger number comes from Borno. So obviously, if we pick the Borno and Yobe axis, we've already brought down the margin of victory for him in his home base. It's his home base, we call it. So I think it's very strategic. It's very strategic.
Do you see a situation where we can get it right? The present government of Buhari can get it right in terms of security before he leaves. This is a general that we are thinking with a general we can confront insecurity, but it seems we don't know. What do you think?
Well, security is everybody's business. It's not just General Buhari's business. The best I think can happen is for all of us to put our hands on the deck and ensure that we are at alert and we are sensitive and we assist government in trying to blow whistles where we find insecurity. But going to your question, I do not see any serious improvement that will happen before the election, but I think the security agencies will be on their own game to be able to ensure that the election is safe, and thereafter, we now have, if we win, and by the time we win, we now have 2 Muslims, president and vice president. So it's now going to be done on them that these people have to be curbed. So I just think that it might be difficult for us to get it right in 9-10 months' time. It's difficult. This thing has been on for more than 10 years. So now getting it right in 10 months' time, I think is practically going to be difficult.
What is Ahmed Bola Tinubu, your presidential candidate, bringing to the table in the all of this?
The man is very intelligent, is very sagacious, and is very strategic. and is eggheads hunter. That's what he is. He might not, he said something when he was campaigning. He said he's not applying to become a bricklayer. So he doesn't need that physical strength to be able to put Nigeria together. What it needs is the brain, and I think he has the brain. So for me, I think we'll gain a lot. And Shettima too was a very sagacious person when he was a governor. And even right now in the Senate, you know, I know that the two of them will make a good pair.
Are you worried with this obedient here and there on social media? Everywhere is becoming obedient. Do you see that? Do you worry about that?
Well, obedient is a word. And I think they are going to be obedient when the voters speak. You know, because I do know one thing. Political party is just not a tea or coffee party. You must have structure. You must be able to be in different places before you can win any election. What is the structure of Labour Party? If the Labour Party is not well structured to the point that they can win election, how then will they now take what is on top of the whole thing? The biggest masquerade will now come to them. I think it's not going to be possible. So for me, we are not scared about those who are obediently obey.
We hear that NOGE, we hear that National Union of Road Transport Workers, we hear that NLC, we hear that workers belong to Labour Party. And these are the people who make up the masses that vote. And so it seems Nigerians say they are disaffectioned over what is happening now. They don't want to try PDP, they've tried PDP, they've tried APC, they want to try Labour Party.
We've heard this over and over again, and Nigerian workers is less than 5% of the voters. So I don't know where they... Let all of them come together and vote for Obi. They still will not get to anywhere. For me, I see Obi as a regional movement, which is now spreading. And let me say to you that if the momentum is kept on high, there may be 2027, they might be having 4 or 5 states. You have to build a political party. It's not something that you have money and you just go to the shelf and pick voters. No. People believe in what they know. You don't just jump out and believe in what you don't know. Yeah, the youth, I can see them. They're very, very zealous. They want to be obedient. That is fine. But at the end of the day, when the voting shall come, this youth belongs to communities. They have parents. They will sit them down and tell them the reason why you have to vote for someone who has the Nigerian experience. The Nigerian experience. For me, I think we don't need to lose sleep over Obi's movement right now. I do not think so.
So as we move ahead, what impact do you think the Buhari administration can achieve before leaving? We have seen disaffections in terms of nepotism. People said, oh, it's all about northern things. It's all about colonization in the country. There's more disunity in the country. Are you not worried, sir?
Everybody is worried. I am worried. The reason is that, first and foremost, the reward system, even in our party, is faulty. There are a lot of people, they've worked for the party. I'm even an example. I've left the Senate since 2015. Apart from working for the party, no patronage. Those are the things that bring disgruntlement into a system, and you find people doing the things they ought not to do. For me, I think that the president needs to do a lot by balancing the appointments and taking the bull by the horn. When anything happens, he should speak, not others speaking for him. Yeah, I know he appointed them to speak for him, but there are sensitive issues that he needs to speak on. Look at Niger. More than 30 soldiers were killed. Look at what happened in Kaduna here in Owo, in different places. So it's a whole lot of wounds everywhere. So I wouldn't know whether there is supposed to be a committee that will do reconciliation all over before he leaves. Otherwise, when he leaves, people might just mark it as a president that came and Nigeria became divided. But I just pray that God will give him wisdom to be able to handle it.
Then there's these other guys who are resigning from the party. People are resigning from
different parties, not one party. They are resigning from different parties.
Over party activities, over the election of their candidates, running mate, and all of those. It doesn't all go well, does it?
When you see, you have to have a welfare package for your political party members. Let them know what they benefit, even when you lose an election. That is what can make you keep them. Otherwise, Nigerian political party members are floating political party members. They do not believe that this is my party and this is my blood. The moment they are not getting what they are looking for, they leave. They messed me up in 2015, but I stayed. And in everything that has always happened, I stayed because I believe that politics must be played as if somebody is doing business. If you fail, you try again. You don't have to live at the snap of one failure. So for me, the political parties need to do a whole lot more. And what is more, they must stick to process. Due process in political parties is what gives people the safety of mind that, look, these people, they are doing the right thing.
Then you come to the issue of a lot of things when it comes to organizing the party. People believe they should just come and take and go. Then the election becomes so expensive. Election is expensive. Vote buying, money here and there. Recently we heard of the delegate election that was dollarized and all of those. Yes, and the society can continue up this way. What do you think is the solution?
For me, I think it's still the situation in the environment that is causing all this. If your business is thriving, if mine is thriving, the students are in school, the workers are well paid, and they have welfare package, are you going to ask somebody to give you money? If government is delivering on their promises, all the promises, I'll give you good road, I'll give you factories, everybody is working. Nobody, in short, when they'll be doing primaries, nobody will know that they are doing anything. But it has become an event that people believe that, oh, let me go and encourage my pocket. And they are not encouraging the country, they are encouraging their pocket. Because that's why you find out that it's the winner takes all spirit and attitude that is driving us in this country.
What about poverty? Is poverty part of this?
Well, if government is not delivering, poverty becomes the order of the day. So in order to clear away or ease your poverty, because you can't clear poverty, you know, even God says the poor you have with you always. So which means, but you can minimize their suffering. But that is not happening right now in this country. And what you find in this country is that people in government right now, they are not extending government goodwill to anybody. And since they are not extending it to anybody, you find out that you have more difficulty in having to live a life. This is the biggest challenge I think we're having.
Before we go, I want to find out from you. There's this interventionist agency, they call the Niger Delta Development Commission. The agency was established to have a board for the running. And the other time, we heard of the forensic audit over there, and the report has not been made public. And people say there's an interim system there, and they keep running and running and running. And you are from Edo State, you should be concerned. What are you thinking?
Well, the act that established NDDC is very clear. When the board is due to be reconstituted, the state governments, by implication the governors of that state, are usually consulted. Because, you see, NDDC is not meant for political party. It's meant for the people. So whosoever is the governor of a place presides over the well-being of NDDC. The governors are consulted, they are asked to nominate. And all the presidency does is just to forward the names. They are not supposed to be part of the people who will be on the table of nomination. I think these are the things we have gotten right. Then you gotten wrongly. Then you find out that a minister will sit down and nominate everybody from every state. Who does that? Who does that? So there are a whole lot of things that needs to be corrected. And I do hope they make public the forensic report so that let us know who is eating our money, who has diverted these funds, and why is Niger Delta not being developed? Why have they left our people poor and impoverished to this level? Then they talk about insecurity in Niger Delta. It's because you take their food, you eat their food, and go there and defecate on them. So who wants to take that? So this is the problem I think we're having in this country.
Assuming you have a governor in the state that is not in the ruling party and he nominates someone, do you think the ruling party will take that?
The person is nominated is the person coming from outside Edo State or River State or Adamawa State. The important thing is that he knows what the act says. You go to those communities and nominate somebody.
What about party patronage? Where does that stand?
It doesn't fall on this kind of appointment. Party patronage doesn't fall on this kind of appointment. What falls on it, they have, I think, 6 other board members or so, where you can pick. Whether from, those are just the ones I think the party patronage can visit. But the real people that will do the job must come from government.
Finally, what is your message for Nigerians, present message for Nigerians in the critical situation that we are in?
Nigeria is in a trying moment. It's like a country that is lost focus. It's like a country that so many things have fallen apart. But thank God that the Christians, the Muslims, and even the traditionalists, everybody is praying, and that's why Nigeria can come together. But there's one thing that I know. We should not allow religion to divide us. We should not allow ethnicity to divide us. We must come together in love to be able to deliver ourselves from ourselves. Because you see, this is the only country we know and we have. There is no other Nigeria in another world. This is the only Nigeria. Anywhere I go, I'm a citizen of Nigeria, and we're all citizens of Nigeria. We need to put our hands together to make it work, irrespective of the political party that we belong. Otherwise, when it happens, it doesn't know rich, it doesn't know poor, it doesn't know Christian, it doesn't know Muslim, it doesn't know a herbalist. It will affect everybody. This country is highly, highly blessed, a lot of potentials. We need to tap into them so that this country can wake up and will be the giant of Africa again.
Perfect. Thank you so very much, Deacon Domingo Obende. We sincerely want to appreciate your time and the opportunity for this meeting. For those of you watching over there, we want to appreciate your time too. Come next time, we'll be coming your way again. Keep being a good Nigerian that you are. And the elections are coming, the electionary campaign. Don't be a tool in the hands of politicians. And bye for now.